Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Maiku here. Today we're talking about how to get that crispy, nice cinematic footage out of your drone like this. Okay, so as you guys can tell, I'm still rocking the DJI Phantom 3 Professional, and I still think it's an amazing drone. I don't really see the need to upgrade to the 4 Pro. The Mavic Pro, I believe is the new tiny version. That's probably what I would upgrade to next, just because it works way better in terms of carrying it around. And the best camera is the one that you have on you. Sometimes I find the Phantom series just way too big to carry with me, but in any case, these are the 3 rules that I follow whenever I use my drone. So the first rule I have is try to be creative with your drone. Try to think outside the box instead of always going for that 2-kilometer in the air shot, the 1 kilometer, the 500 meters, which is about 1,500 feet. Sometimes I like to have it close to the ground, just so that way you know, you can get something that feels like the Return of the Jedi. You know that scene where they're in the forest and they're in these, I think they're called speeder bikes, and they're just like gliding through the forest at super fast speeds. That's the type of thing that makes me go, wow, I want to get a creative shot like that. Now obviously when you're doing creative shots, there is a lot more planning involved. There's a lot more risk involved, which means that when I'm flying my drone through a forest, I'm making sure that the drone is flying in an area that's clear, it's not going to hit anything. It's a pretty expensive purchase. You don't want to break your things right away. But overall, the more creative you can get with the cinematography, the better results you're going to get. I think the #1 rule is you try to make sure that the viewer is never bored, and just being creative with this platform that can float anywhere and go anywhere. It's absolutely wonderful. The second rule involves the actual mechanics of flying the drone. I like to avoid doing any type of rotation on the drone. Let me get my drone. This is okay, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. Tilting up and down is okay. It's only when you do this. And if you're doing this with your drone, what happens is that you're causing something called rolling shutter, and what that is it's this thing that makes a very jarring effect on the recording, on the video. Try to avoid doing this at all costs, especially if you're doing like a long straight. You're doing micro adjustments to make sure this is flying straight. These drones don't fly straight, obviously, because they're all kind of like guided by GPS. But as long as you can minimize the left and right tilting, as long as you can minimize the left and right rotation, you're gonna get some really, really great shots. On the DJI platform, if you're on the left stick, try to avoid going left and right on this stick here. I use that effect very, very rarely. Make sure that you also don't overuse drone footage. I find that some people just like, because they just get a new drone, they just like add 10 different shots of drone shots, like I did earlier in this video. I try to limit my drone shots to either 1 or 2 things. 1, if the drone shot is there to set up where the story is taking place. Or 2, I'm filming B-roll and there's something in the frame which is important in context of the story I'm trying to tell. The third rule I always think about whenever I'm flying my drone is I'm always trying to add a sense of depth to the shot I'm doing. Either if I'm revealing something that's hidden behind another object, or I'm changing the depth of field on the go. Let me show you what that looks like as well. I think when you add that extra depth into your shots, that adds a little bit of an element of delight and surprise to the viewers, and I think generally people like that type of stuff. So what you can also do is you can also try something called the parallax effect, where you have a drone, the drone is You can also try something called the parallax effect, where you have the drone footage is flying forward, but in post, you edit it where the zoom kind of goes the other way, it zooms out. Let me show you what that example looks like. And what that happens is that it causes this really weird, trippy effect where the brain is kind of figuring out what the heck's going on with this footage. Why does this look so weird? I think it's cool. This video is dedicated to my friend John from New York City, John Barr, or Here Be Barr. He had recently lost his drone by doing something really silly. He, I guess, flew his DJI Mavic into an underground pit, which had like an underground pool, and because there was like ground between his remote and his drone, the drone had lost signal and it eventually crashed somewhere in a cavern, underwater cavern somewhere. So yeah, line of sight between the remote and the drone, extremely important. Don't fly the drone around a mountain, don't fly a drone into a cave, it will crash. Cool. Here is the message from John.
What is going on, Maiku and all of his followers? I'm John Barr and I have the YouTube channel Here Be Barr, and I specialize in travel vlogs, travel tips videos, trying to help everybody out there to travel a bit smarter wherever they do decide to go. I would say some of my best upcoming travel stories of 2018 are going to revolve around Mexico, where I've been for the last 2 months and where I'm going to continue to live until March, showing you that what you see on the news is not exactly what it's like to actually live here. I would say my best travel story of 2017 was traveling to Cuba for the first time and showing especially Americans what it's actually like to go to a country that's kind of isolated, and that, you know, going there is not as hard as you think, that the people were really warm, really friendly, and that's a spot that a lot of people should definitely check out.
So those are the 3 rules I follow whenever I'm trying to get cinematic drone shots. If you guys have any tips for me, remember to leave those comments below. I'd love reading those comments. But otherwise, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.